Hello, everyone. You got Simon in here and Constantine, Sean, Christina. What's up? Gozard, Bob's back. Go Razzed. Go Razzed. You knew I'd make a live? Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Or happy 3 a.m. if it happens to be 3 a.m. where you are. I know probably a few of you it is. Aviad, what's up? Aviad, are you in my Slack chat room? I keep forgetting. If you are, your name's on Aviad in there, and then I just don't remember the two names. London in the house. Crypto Murder Show. Not quite Crypto Murder Show. I do bullish shows whenever we have a bullish market. The problem is, I haven't really had a bullish market, so we have to, live with what we have, and what we have is bearish markets, and so we become bears. We celebrate and become bears. When the market gets bullish again, we will become bullish. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I am not what's called a perma bear. I haven't seen these terms a lot used in crypto, but in stocks there are perma bears and perma bulls. There are people that always think the market's going to fail, and people that always think the market's going to go up. And I sit right in between. So 4:35 a.m. Christina, man, I don't think you sleep at all. Why is BNB so strong? That is a great question. While you never really can have a super definitive answer on why anything is extraordinarily strong, I do believe BNB is strong simply due to the fact that it is not a actual, it's a cryptocurrency, don't get me wrong. It trades on a blockchain or something, but it's Binance's coin. It's an exchange coin. As the exchange gets stronger, the exchange coin will get stronger. So as Binance gets stronger, BNB will continue to get stronger and stronger, irregardless, at least I believe, if Bitcoin is really going down or not. Now, if Bitcoin goes down, yes, we probably will have a big drop again like this, maybe in Binance. You see the big one we had here after such a massive parabolic move. BNB was up 850%. So, anytime you go up over, 100%, you're due some kind of a pause. But in crypto, those are just bases. And then we have the bigger, wider cup and handle with a mini handle, and then off we go to the races there. But yeah, BNB doing good because it's not a transactional coin. It's not a platform coin. It is strictly BNB. It's strictly BNB. It gives you reduced fees on Binance, so people hold it. And why wouldn't you hold BNB if it's giving you reduced fees and it's going up in price? So until that situation changes, you're probably not going to see anything change much there. All right, Sunny and Bright from Minnesota. Go Litecoin, says Jason. And then followed up with Kalik asking, where do you think next support for Litecoin is in versus USD? So people got some Litecoin interested people in the house today. Something just buzzed. Something buzzed on my desk. I don't know what. Not my phone. Johnny B still confused? Come on, buddy. Sarko what? Yeah, right. You guys been enjoying my interesting fun day on Twitter today? Having some fun with the bulls. Posting a bunch of bearish charts. Posting a bunch of stuff. And I posted this one earlier. I'll get to this before I do Litecoin. I probably have to zoom out if I want to keep this in perspective. So I posted this on Twitter if you guys don't know. I am on Twitter. You can follow me at Real Crypto Trade over on the Twitter sphere. And I'm decently active. Not really most days, but today I'm just kind of blowing it up for whatever reason. Just seems like fun. When the market finally goes in your direction, you get a little happy, bullish or bearish. And Jamie's bored of the bear market now. Well, unfortunately, there's more boredom to come. Unfortunately, definitely more boredom to come. So I posted this earlier, and we've been seeing a lot from the bulls talking about that we're going to bounce off of these levels, this trend line, that we're going to bounce off this and go higher. And that's what I meant by this graphic is, hey, we'll bounce here, I mean here, and now this is the 6,400 area that we're contending with right now. And the problem is when we break that, they're going to go back to this prior low in Bitcoin at about, the 5,800 level and say, really, this is support right here. And that's, after that fails right there, you can see here I have this trend line, which actually I drew based off of this move right here. When that finally breaks, they're going to be out of excuses, guys. They're going to be out of excuses, and then the fund's probably really going to begin. So it's probably going to be kind of a slow grind down, similar to what we did here. Keep in mind, this move took 23 days. This move took almost, a little over 3 weeks. So this one may take 23 days. And according to that specific, we're already 8 days into it. If you go by actually where I drew it, because I drew it off of the top, I didn't draw it off of the breakdown point. I like to be conservative with my measured move trend lines there. All right, let's get to some questions here. Actually, before that, I did mention we were going to talk about Litecoin with some interested parties. So, again, if you guys don't subscribe to me on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Do it right now. There's no reason not to. I'm not going to charge you anything to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that's a bonus. I will ask that you hit the alert button, however, so you do notice that whenever I do post videos, you will be notified of it. Also with these live streams, although probably most of you are already subscribed to me. Just thought I'd point that out there. And smash that like button right now, ladies and gentlemen. So Hemi powdered eggs. This is really funny you mentioned eggs, because I had a son who had a science class for summer, and they did a thing where they dissolved the egg. They dissolved the shell on the egg. It's really simple. You fill a cup with vinegar, keep an egg in it for 24 hours, and you just kind of wipe the egg away, and it becomes a little bit bouncy because the eggshell is removed, but the yolk sac is still intact. The vinegar does not dissolve that. And so it becomes bouncy. You can roll it, you can play with it and squish it a little bit. And the kid just finished dissolving this egg, and I was somewhere else. I was somewhere. And then all of a sudden the son yells, "I broke the egg on the carpet in your office." So your name says Egg Kids. That instantly triggered that in my mind. Egg picked up the kids, then Randy. That's pretty funny. All right, so enough of that. Back onto Litecoin. We've been talking about this one. All right, I'm back. Sorry, for some reason my streaming software likes to pause from time to time, and I haven't found a solution to it yet, so I'm back. But you didn't miss much because I noticed it. Litecoin as a loose proxy, not for Bitcoin in itself, but in the general strength of the Bitcoin market. 100. Okay, it's basically 100 flat. 100.2. So here's 100.2, and we've already touched beneath it there in Litecoin. There we go. We're beneath it right now, 99.66. 100.2 was the low over here. Already poking beneath that with increasing volume. Definitely not good. Definitely not good in terms of Litecoin to Bitcoin. So even right here, you can see there's more weakness in the market than I think a lot of people originally anticipated. There's been a lot of action in Litecoin. It has been much weaker than Bitcoin over this entire time frame. Litecoin to 1,000 by the end of the year. If Litecoin goes to 1,000 by the end of the year, I'll give you my house. How's that? I'll hand you the keys to my house and I'll keep paying the mortgage. Or better yet, I'll just give you my car because that one's paid off. I'll just give you my car. How's that? I do have 2 children. I should think about them before I start placing bets on YouTube. In fact, there's a gentleman out there that still owes me 1 Bitcoin. We did a YouTube bet. Gentleman still owes me 1 Bitcoin, if any of you remember that. Gosh, when was that? I think that was December. I think this guy thought Bitcoin was going to keep going up to 25,000 and bet him a full Bitcoin. And of course he negated. You want the house, Jamie? You can have my car. We're doing the car. We're not doing the house. Okay. So we're getting some bounces right now, which is to be expected. I would like to go a little bit lower, but we are kind of in an area, at least in terms of Bitcoin, where we have some strong resistance. Oh, Johnny B, smash that like button. Guys, everyone, right now, smash that like button. I don't know if I can view my own video. I probably could be able to, but we need to have as many likes as we have people in the room. That's at least the general thesis. At least hopefully. Smash the like button. Share the video. 171 people watching. Only 45 likes. Not good. Guys, hit the like button. Okay. But yeah, we're definitely coming to an area. Let me just delete all these. I don't need to have these up here anymore. We do like to have fun in real crypto. So as my community becomes more established, my true personality comes out more and more, which is generally massively sarcastic. So everyone, please go ahead. Oh, 72 likes. There we go. 90 likes. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I guess I do have to ask it. Sometimes I guess I take it for granted you guys are going to hit the like button, but maybe I do have to ask. But yeah, so I'm generally more sarcastic, and as things become more comfortable with the community, I kind of let that go a little more and more. So if you see me get a little looser, that's why. But Bitcoin is coming down to an area of support. This is an area of support right here. There's definitely no doubt about that. And as we get lower, it's going to take a little bit more to go below that. I thought this base would go on for a little bit longer, because the longer these bases go on for, the more likely the downside move occurs. If we have these immediate sell-offs, there's a bit more of a probability that we actually reverse. Believe it or not, it's a little interesting how that works. We're going to have, there's going to be more reversals, because let's see if there's a good example. So here's a decent example of it. Like, we didn't go for too long. We whipped down. We came back up. We needed more consolidation before we continued lower. I'm sure we all would like to have very clear market signals, and I would as well. So, I do like the longer bases. All right, let's get to some of these questions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to some questions. So Johnny says, I know I should be trying to make money on the way down, but just kind of terrified of trying shorting. I suck, I know. Johnny, you don't suck. And you're not at your computer 24/7. So that is definitely something that you probably should do if you're shorting, at least in the short term. All right, at least in the short term, if you're gonna try to do some shorting in the markets. Shorting is very advanced trading for many reasons. In a directional market, it's obviously much easier. In a bull market, I don't advise it at all. If when we go back into a bull, ladies and gentlemen, you will never hear me talk about shorting, and if I do, I will be talking about avoiding shorting, because you do not go against the general market trend. Now, in an overall bear market like we've had, the general market trend is down, and so you would think I advocate against going to the long side. That is generally true unless you have very clear signals. Like for this entire move down here, I was abstaining from trading long of any sorts. And I was, the community was knowing about that, and everyone knew that I was abstaining from trading. And then on the uptrend here, we got interested again. But since the downside here, again, we've abstained from all long trading, and I will abstain from long trading here. But I will short, and I have been shorting the market, okay? The easy money's made to the downside, and therefore, I will be shorting that market. But if you're uninitiated to shorting, it is extremely risky. There's more rules than to the long side. It's fairly simple to the long side. On the short side, it's very difficult because you have many things to take into consideration. You have short covering rallies, which is kind of what we saw here. Most of these pops here, ladies and gentlemen, were short covering rallies, if you're familiar with that. BitMEX has a bot on YouTube that's what's it called? It's called Rekt, at BitMEX Rekt, R-E-K-T. And it just consistently posts liquidation from BitMEX. And most of these pops and drops in this choppy area were BitMEX shorts and longs getting wrecked. So it's really hard to trade for that. Now, you also need to trade from a very high level. It's not really like a breakout where you can have a definitive expectation of a profit if you short at a low level. That is in fact false. Like shorting here, I would not recommend it. Not recommend it at all. I did short up here. I put a short on here. I added to a short right here. And I added to my short right there as we were rolling over. Okay, but I did it with the expectation of price moving lower. I will not and have not added to my shorts down at this level. My Shoof is advocating start with a little amount if you aren't comfortable shorting, playing with like $100. That's always advantageous, playing with a small amount of capital anytime you're trying something new. I would advocate trying with $5 because on most of these platforms you can try shorting with any amount. So I would advocate shorting with $5. I wouldn't even put $100 until you get the hang of the platform and shorting itself. And more than likely you'll be leveraged shorting, which puts a whole other spin on things that I don't have time to go into here right now. Opinion on ETC and Coinbase, pump or wait? So in terms of Ethereum Classic and the whole Coinbase thing that they just announced, I have no idea why they're adding Ethereum Classic, a coin that has, for all intents and purposes, been dead for ever since Ethereum forked. I don't remember the exact date of the fork. I think it was like way early in 20. I don't remember the exact date of the fork, but for all intents and purposes, something that's been completely dead. Why would you like I posted a tweet earlier. I said Coinbase adding Ethereum Classic is like Tesla making a diesel truck. Okay, it's technology that is around, that is workable, but why would you do it? Why wouldn't you move on to bigger and better things, which is exactly what Tesla is all about. And I thought Coinbase too, but maybe not so much. So Elizabeth, been in crypto over 2 years and don't mess with shorting it, and that's a personal preference. I do recommend that you get familiar with shorting, even if you don't do it. It's good to have baseline knowledge. If you're going to be in the investing space, why not learn about pretty much everything? Why not learn about cryptos, going long, going short? Why not learn about the stock market here? We talk in the Power Hour, we talk a decent amount about stocks. Speaking of which, Fizz did really good today. Look at that volume, guys. Bam, Fizz popping. Fizz popping really good. Twitter acting really good too. I'm liking that. So, if you want to learn how to trade stocks, learn how to short, learn how to trade futures, learn about all those things. And if nothing else, it gives you a good baseline knowledge. Even if you choose not to participate, you don't have to trade everything. As a matter of fact, I recommend you don't trade everything. I recommend you trading what you're comfortable and successful with. But I think you should learn stuff. What's my price prediction for year's end for Litecoin? I'm going to abstain from that game, Cameron, unfortunately. I will abstain from that game because we're in a bear market. I don't know where we're going to bottom. I don't know how long we're going to be down in these low areas for. I do believe that in time, crypto will come back. Bitcoin will come back. Have no doubt about that. At what point would I be comfortable calling a capitulation move or identifying the chart as seeing a capitulation? Well, first of all, when it comes to that time frame, I get my spidey senses kind of go off a little bit, and I tend to set a lot of alerts, so if it happens overnight, I wake up, and I probably will be live at that moment in time to kind of hold people's hand through the move. If you guys go to my channel, if you search my YouTube channel for 12-22, it'll pull up a live stream that I did during this extreme sell-off when we went down to 10,000 right here on this massive candle, and I recorded it on purpose because I actually had a video up here towards, I don't remember the exact price point, but I put a video out up here called Bitcoin 11.5 next possible level or something like that, and we were preparing for that drop, and it started to occur, and we bottomed out at 10,400, so below my price level, but lo and behold, we dropped like, whatever that price that was, 27% on that one day, and most of that action happened within the same amount of time period. And you can see catching a bottom. So I'll do something similar to that when this capitulation happens. Because when this capitulation happens, I'm going to want it recorded. Period. I'm going to want to record that capitulation. And, you guys will get subscribed to the channel. I'll definitely put more videos out. My videos tend to get few and far between when the market doesn't have a lot of changes or no strongly different signals. So during this whole downtrend, I made a video about 7,200. Okay, and then we did a video about it going long, and then I think I did a video about it going short or going, I don't remember exactly, but we did a video again over here about the possibilities, and then we did the one about get ready for a move in Bitcoin, and we did a big guys, hold on a second. I got a 4-year-old in the other room that needs my attention. I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Back. Kiddo is handled. All right, yeah, so like I was saying, when we start to get down, towards lower levels, I will definitely be more active. You guys will be notified. We will be, I probably will do, like I said, I will do a live stream. And our whole goal during that live stream, ladies and gentlemen, will be to buy the bottom. That definitely will be what we will be discussing. What's up, Double A? How you doing? Double A asks, what is the best company to open an account for future and stock trading, like have a good trading platform? So that's a very loaded question, also a very personal question. There's trading platforms that have very low fees. One is called Interactive Brokers, but you have to have a minimum of $10,000 to open an account there. Their platform sucks, however, so you'll have to use some other general platform. And there are other, personally, like right now, I really just trade my Roth IRA, and I don't do, when I trade stocks, I'm not a day trader, I'm a swing trader. I also trade a lot of options. In fact, I trade a vast majority of options. And so I really don't trade a lot. The fees are large in options, therefore I do not trade in and out very often at all. I'm very deliberate with my trades. So I just trade in my Roth IRA, which I don't need a platform. It's just a generic retail. It's with Capital One Investing right now, but apparently they sold to E-Trade, so I will be an E-Trade customer later this year. And I don't really care, to be quite frank with you. I may move to Interactive Brokers, though. There's enough money in my account at this point for me to really start thinking about. I could probably save, I think I spent like $3,000 last year on commissions in my Roth. So that $3,000 could do an account good. But I probably wouldn't save but $1,000 of that by moving to Interactive Brokers. So we'll see. Haven't done it. Haven't really worried about it. Will price continue to go down? Shaw asks. Well, Shaw, that depends on your time frame. Are you looking at the 15-minute time frame? In which case, in the 15-minute time frame, I would probably say we're probably going to chop around this level for a little bit. If you're looking at the 2-hour time frame, I would say we'll probably do a little bit of a bounce here. If you're looking at the daily time frame, I'd say we're headed a lot lower. When is the bottom? In August. Could you do your T on PCN Peep Coin? It is probably going to break out since Cryptopia can be listing any day now, but I suck at TA. Would love your view. Okay. Why not? PCN. Doesn't exist on TradingView. Let's try Coinigy. Oh, it exists on Coinigy through Blue Trade. Whatever Blue Trade is. Looks good. Why do I say August? Well, I'm not going to get into all of that today, guys. I'll do a video. I haven't done a longer term Bitcoin video in a little bit, and it's probably due an update with that August time frame. So it's one analysis. We did that today in the Power Hour. If you guys don't know, speaking of Power Hour, we do every single day an hour of analysis on Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies, stocks, general investing, trading advice, portfolio management. Most of it's trading, but any questions you guys have, we do answer in the Power Hour. And if you guys do want to get involved with that, you can go to my website, real-crypto.com. And there's plenty of members of the Power Hour here, actually. Click on Power Hour right here, and you can go ahead and get signed up for the Power Hour. We did go into the August thing a little bit today in the Power Hour. And, yeah, you basically get all access to real crypto. To be quite honest with you, the Power Hour usually ends up being the Power Hour and a half, sometimes the Power 2 hours. We have had a 3-hour Power Hour. That was a lot of work. It's hard sitting here charting, chatting, not getting distracted for 3 hours. That takes a lot of work there. But anyway, yeah, as far as when we're going to bottom, I don't know specifically. Like I said, August time frame. Due to a couple of factors, I need to do some more analysis generally before that is really really solid. But August appears to be a pretty decent time frame. As far as this Peep Coin here, against Bitcoin, against the dollar, looks very choppy. Looks like this has only been out for a little bit here, PCN. Kind of weirdness. Something else we were discussing today in the Power Hour, speaking of why this chart is up here, we were talking about how to buy these coins that are in perpetual downtrends effectively, and EOS was a perfect example of buying a perpetual downtrend that turns it into extreme profitability there. So not all coins are going to do this, though, but yeah, definitely not all coins are going to do this, but the ones that do, you got to pay attention to those. All right, Peep Coin. Let's see what the deal is with Peep Coin. 16 million market cap. And quite frankly, this is something we do. Anytime we find a new coin in the Power Hour, we try to find out more about it. So Peep Coin looks like it's a garbage coin, and was worth, oh, that's 24-hour volume. Really wasn't worth much. Still isn't worth a whole lot. 16 million. In terms of charting, it looks like it's about caught between the top and this middle low, this trend line right here. It's kind of caught there. What is this thing? Emma, what is this thing? So you always have to be hopeful about a coin that website loads in about 12 seconds. If you can't build a website, how the hell can you build a blockchain? Well, they know how to use some JavaScript. I'd hope so. Yeah. Kind of another weird little crap coin. I don't know, man. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It really doesn't. I'm not interested in a coin like this. It's just way too small, to be quite frank with you. In terms of it going to another exchange, that could be fine for a pump. I don't involve myself generally with very small coins like this, if ever, like really ever. But if it does get listed on a bigger exchange, it may just pump generally, but the coin itself doesn't look like a great value. So, but from a TA perspective, it's just marching up, not doing a whole lot. Do I still have hope for AE? Well, we still track AE up here. We have a spreadsheet that we keep in the Power Hour. We're still tracking it, but it's broken right now. It's still living in this channel, so that's bullish. If we'll see what happens, because guys, keep in mind, if Bitcoin goes into the bigger downtrend, it's game over for a lot of altcoins. I think a lot of altcoins are going to see vastly lower prices, and every chart will be broken. Mark those words. Every chart will be broken. In the same way that we were broken several months ago with Bitcoin's huge drop down towards that 6,000 level. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're just going to have tons and tons of broken charts. Dude, I like your videos and TA skills, but you should stop talking about your Bitcoin 11K video over and over again. The reason I do things like that because new people find me every day, and I have so many videos, and it's not because of that 11K video. This is the thing. People see me for the first time. The guys in my community understand me, okay? We have a Slack chat room. There's 400 people in there. They understand me. I come on here. I reach a new audience. They don't understand the history of myself, my calls, and things. So, yes, I do talk about some big videos from time to time. I discuss this, though, number one, because I want you guys to watch that 1222 video. It's a great video on bottom buying. It's a great video on how things behave as we go lower. And I generally don't talk to that without talking about this live stream on 12-22, which is that's how you're going to find it. And that's why I talk about that. So I do talk about it from time to time, but I don't do it all the time. I may mention it like once a video, a live stream, maybe. Johnny B says, you really think that at this rate it will take until mid-August for the bottom in Bitcoin? Yes, absolutely. The markets generally don't go down. They don't go up in a straight line normally, and then they won't go down in a straight line. We're going to grind lower. I did have a video posted about I don't know, something, I forget the name of the video, but what I discussed in that video was this trend line putting in the top for the Bitcoin price movement until we hit the bottom. And that's generally what I believe is going to happen going forward. And we're seeing that increased volume here pushing us lower. So we're going to end up, bottoming out somewhere over here. Oh, yes, James. Hold on, guys. All right, I'm back. But yeah, so yes, I believe that, let's just say it does bottom in August. Let's say I'm 100% correct and it's going to bottom at 3,600 in mid-August. Okay, let's just say I'm super good like that. Well, it's not going to, I mean, if it does this, that's going to be fairly boring. I don't think Bitcoin's ever done that. Odds are we're going to bounce down, we're going to come back up, we're going to fight around, we're going to drop again, we're going to come up and go up, and now we're going to drop and go up. You know what I mean? We're going to do something like that. Or we're going to go up here and go sideways for a while and then just drop down into there. So, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yes, James.
Can I have a cold one of these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Please put it back in the freezer, the whole box.
Okay.
It is summertime. I do have my kids with me. And James was talking in the power hour earlier. Everyone was having a good time. I appreciate you guys for... you Power Hour members that were very nice that didn't mind James taking up some of our time, so I appreciate that. But yeah, so I do think it's going to take until August. I don't think the market's going to do one of these again. It may, if this volume continues to increase, it may get down there much sooner. Maybe towards, maybe this circle needs to be moved over here. But I mean that's a very extreme circumstance. You can't, or I should say, I can't call for that. I can't. It's not healthy. Markets, typically doesn't do that. But this is a really, 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 really large base, and when we really break below this 6,000, 1,500 level here, we are probably going to have a fairly dramatic sell-off. I don't know if that's going to be the ultimate capitulation low after that. Because keep in mind, this here would be a 36% down move down to about the $3,800, $3,600 level. So there's a possibility it happens. 30 to 40% isn't unheard of. Like, I think we just saw this was a 26, this whole day, I should say. This whole day here was about 35% This day here was, 27%. These 35% days are extremely rare. I don't think that, yeah, so this is 46% to the upside. That's definitely a huge parabolic move. 36%. So these 40%, there's a 33% move because it's so wide. So they're few and far between. And if it does happen, odds are it would happen at a bottom and at a top. We've seen it once at a top. We've seen it once here at a bottom. Obviously not the bottom, but a bottom. Everyone thought this was the bottom. I'm like, no, guys, this thing just started. This thing just started. How sure am I for 3,600? Is that, well, I was trying to think of something sarcastic to say. I'm not sure of that. That's where the analysis kind of leads me to from the 2014 market. That's really where I pull that from. And it's actually a range, to be quite frank with you. There's a range that I've been talking about for how long now, guys? 5 months? We've been talking about between, 36 for a while, but it got adjusted to 3,600 to 2,400 is my general thesis. Now, this is just a theory. You know what I'm saying? This is just a theory, and it's not at that particular time level for a reason. I mean, come on, it could be this. I don't know when we're going to bottom. I mean, it could be like that, but it could be like this, but I'm not really sure of that level, to be quite frank with you. We don't know the future. I definitely don't know the future. If you guys listen to other YouTubers out there that really, really try to push something on you, okay? The only time you will ever hear me push something is first I will make a definitive argument, and then I will kind of warn you for and against, and I'll tell you my general opinion. But I'm generally not very pushy. I may be confident, but I'm generally not very pushy. And if you guys follow any YouTubers that are very pushy, please be very cautious of those individuals, okay? Please be very cautious of those individuals because they have no idea what they're doing. And even if they do, they're trying to sell you something. They're literally trying to sell you something. Now, I do have a service I provide, my Power Hour here. I'll push this on you once, maybe twice. Join, don't join. I'd prefer you did. But if you don't join, that's fine. I'm not going to scare you into joining the Power Hour, okay? I'm not going to scare you into joining that. There's people that will literally try to scare you into subscribing, following their system, doing whatever in cryptocurrency because it benefits them, okay? I don't do that. I may have very strong opinions, and if you guys disagree with me, I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you. More than happy to discuss that with you. However, these guys that try to tell you, oh, buy Bitcoin here, buy Bitcoin here. No, don't buy Bitcoin here. I just told you I wouldn't short Bitcoin here. I would short higher. I would short, I could tell you things where I would personally short, and I can give you bullish and bearish scenarios, but they're just scenarios. I don't know when it's going to bottom. I don't know what the price level is going to be. All I can definitively tell you is it's lower than 65.29.99. That's pretty much what I can tell you definitively. I can also tell you that we have a bear flag right here, which over the course of the past, 150 years implies lower action. And I can also tell you that out of a bear flag, taking a measured move takes us down to about 4,900, something like that. And a measured move scenario after this low is broken fails 22% of the time. We learned that the other day in the Power Hour. Okay? So that's what I can tell you. I can tell you about probabilities and about likelihoods, but nothing's for certain, guys. Nothing's for certain in this market. Nothing's for certain. So even though I'm posting these things on Twitter, making fun of the bulls, and keep in mind, I'm not making fun of people losing money. In fact, my whole entire channel is based about you people not losing money. And if you've been with me for any period of time, hopefully you understand that. Hopefully you understand that. And then when it comes time to be bull again, it'll be about all about making money and about hopefully trying to maximize as much profits as we can do, But anyway, so let's get to some questions here. Yes, James. What's in your mouth?
Uh,
Ah. Are you eating it? Is it good?
mhm.
Good.
One of these are in.
Go eat some more. I'm talking to a bunch of people. What?
One of those are ready.
Did you make another one?
And it's burned.
Oh, okay, guys. Hold on. I got James cooked something in the toaster oven by himself. All right, guys. I'm back. Oh, thanks for sticking with me. All right, let's see what we're talking about over here. No Nano. How do you feel about buying Nano? I know the market is going down right now. Just your curious take. I agree with Kron. No Nano. We discussed this in length during the Power Hour earlier today for at least a good 10 minutes. Never buy a coin that is in a perpetual downtrend. And that is this is the daily of Nano. Keep that in mind. And you know what? Actually, Nano doesn't give you the full history, because this used to be Ray blocks, and even I forgot about that. So we're in a perpetual downtrend here in Nano. You can see we had a low here at 692, a low here at 482, and now a low here at 273. So while we did have a bounce here, we did have some bounces. That's fine, but you need to wait for signs of bottoming and for the bounce before you get involved. It's called never catch a falling knife. Okay? Never catch a falling knife. Just don't do it. No. I've been terrible today. I posted Zencash CEO's livestream trashing his project because of the 51% hack, and I sent Box Mining a right blocking him on Twitter and blocked him because 2 days ago he tweeted great time to buy. Oh. Yeah, so again, these people that are trying to tell you guys to buy, I've been giving you both sides of the coin, guys, for a long time now. Sometimes there's not a lot of bullishness to be had, so the bull side's a little thin, but I really try to give you guys both sides. And, yeah. So definitely don't. Don't buy. Don't arbitrarily buy. You have to wait for some kind of strength. Oh, Eli. Real crypto is real. So I'm guessing this is how you trade then. You trade 1% on price calls, 30% at TA, 69% of me. That's funny. Our Pete, I had a measured move of Litecoin to $80 a month ago. Looks like we're headed that way. So actually had two. Litecoin had a very interesting chart. Litecoin had an extremely interesting chart. It had, and my browser's going to freeze on me, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared. Yeah, so okay, let me switch over to TradingView. Let's do Litecoin. Litecoin USD on BTC, USD, Coinbase. There we go. So Litecoin actually had, if you look at the 2-hour chart, I believe it was on the 2-hour that I saw it. Maybe we get my bearings because I withdrew these trend lines a long time ago. Was it this one? Oh, okay, it was this one. It was this one. Yes, James.
Can I have watermelon, please?
You want watermelon?
Please.
How's your thing doing? Did it ding yet?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay, now. What is it with all of this?
Okay, that's not correct. That's correct. Sorry, guys. James is in here while I'm drawing some charts. Can you get your head off my arm, please? That's more like it. Okay. So these are the two trend lines that I had drawn in Litecoin. This was a very interesting one. I didn't quite know how to deal with this, to be honest with you. Markets are crashing as we speak. Woohoo! Do I need to be adding to my short again? Nah, they're not crashing. Which markets? Bitcoin looks like it's holding steady at 65.33. Sit to 5.33. So Litecoin had two targets here, Pete, if you remember. Thank you very much for pointing out these targets. We had one at about 110. I remember this being closer to 110. And then we had this one. So there's a potential for a head and shoulders trend line like this and a head and shoulders trend line like this. Hard to do a live stream with a 4-year-old, guys. I am real crypto. I'm a real guy with a real family trading real money. Yes, James. I will get you some watermelon in a little bit. Want some more strawberries, or want you to eat an apple? Or how about a banana? Go see what we have, okay?
And then I can eat it?
Yes, you can eat it. So there were two competing trend lines in Litecoin here for the head and shoulders. One was a very negative trend line for head and shoulders, and the other one was more normalized. This one hit almost exactly right here, and then this one looks like it still may be playing out. So maybe we get both of these head and shoulders. So, Eli, where's your falling knife gloves, Eli? Where's your falling knife gloves? That's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. I love them. I love your knife catching gloves. Market's crashing. I'll take one, Eli. Let me read some of the... Oh, where does James... No, not right now. James, where do you think the bottom in Bitcoin is? Someone did have a good question about James, and I think that's good. So, James, where do you think a bottom in Bitcoin is? Do you think it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000?
1,000.
All right, James thinks 1,000 is the bottom. Thank you, James. High five. Tell everyone, buy at 1,000.
Buy at 1,000.
There you go. Now go eat something.
Dad, I want to feed the fish.
Well, we feed them at night. It is not nighttime yet. Okay, you can feed them tonight. All right, so Bitcoin 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Heard it here first. Okay, what do you think of U.S. stocks going towards the end of the year? I think full steam ahead, Paul. Full steam ahead for U.S. stocks. Ooh, you want some watermelon? Who else wants watermelon? Let's get some watermelon. RP was supposed to get me was supposed to give me Wendy's earlier. RP was supposed to give me Wendy's. I didn't get my Wendy's, RP. I didn't get it. Can I look at VeChain? How do you know when to get out of VeChain? We had a sell signal in VeChain. Oh, we did not. No, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking of a different one. So this trend line right here is an extremely clear sell signal in my book on VeChain right here. Right here. This trend line, this is an extremely very clear sell signal. Now there's already been a couple of trend line breaks in VeChain, and actually, I'm sorry, we did have a sell signal in VeChain. It wasn't a hard sell. I didn't have a position. I don't kind of do hard sells, but this was really, this was the sell point that we kind of advocated for VeChain generally. I don't remember specifically. Where's the spreadsheet? There it is. Okay, looks like we removed that. But this was our sell signal. Your sell signal now would be a big break of this triangle right there. That would be your sell signal. Look at BNB. All right, I see BNB. We have very definitive break of this trend line on high volume is a massive sell signal. Pete, you did go to Wendy's after the power hour? Where the hell's my Frosty?
Whoa, this is awesome. I put it by myself.
Oh, good job, James. Where's my Frosty, Pete? What are you talking about? Man. You see no difference from James and any other TA guy on Twitter. Oh, crap, Eli. My friend. We need to do a James TA channel. Sold. James TA channel. Done. Done. That's going to be great. James, you're going to do videos for me, okay? As long as I can get him to do a script, that would be awesome. AVI says, so sell. I got in at $1. Let's see. I'm not sure in terms of dollars. Oh, you're at $3. Yeah, so for a longer term trade. Oh, wow, you got it way down here, buddy. This goes back to March. Does this go back to March? Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily on VeChain. I didn't know you got in at $1. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's where you got in is sometimes as important as current market action, because you can do different things if you have profitability. You have options if you are in a profitable position. If you are not in a profitable position, you are generally forced into liquidation or holding for extreme long periods of time, and most people don't know how to deal with that. Trying to get a good... All right, yeah, I guess that... Okay, let's do it against Bitcoin. Yeah, I probably would view a break from here. Could take us quite a bit lower. There's a good possibility there. I mean, you initially could have drawn the trend line like this. If you notice this, we could have drawn this trend line, and that would have been your sell point right there. In fact, I think we did have that. Yeah, we did have that trend line drawn.
Ian is home.
Ian's home?
And his parents said he could come play with me and Ethan.
Okay, in a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, this looks more familiar to me now, actually, with this trend line and this trend line here. We had both of these up, and I deleted them because they had already happened in the past, and therefore they were no longer as valid. But right now, this is your trend line. So the sell signal has already clearly been given. It was broken here, retested the trend line up here, and that was another failure. So I probably would think exiting this position. I don't use this volume profile a lot, but as a matter of fact, there appears to be quite a bit of support kind of up here at this level. You can see right there going into that volume profile right there. You know, somewhere around here, or this is kind of the last bastion of the bulls, is right here on this volume profile low. So possibly getting out down there at a max. All right, am I back now? All right, looks like I'm back now. So in terms of Ripple, what we've been discussing has been, well, a couple of things. We talked about it several days ago up in this consolidation. Up here, we were waiting for a breakout, even though the market was bearish. You never know what's going to happen. So, we had, in the spreadsheet, we had notes to buy above this trend line break. It never got broken, and in fact rolled straight over. And then today we discussed this being distribution action, and living beneath this 200 period moving average on my 2-hour chart would not be good. So far it's being supported. If it breaks that 200 period moving average, we've definitely shifted into bearish in Ripple. But overall, it's not looking that great. It is getting a lot of support here, though, which I'm a little bit surprised about, that there's this much support in Ripple. Doing pretty good on the support side here. We'll see if it's enough or if they're eventually going to run out of money. How do I feel about Ripple knowing the cross-border payment industry money about to flow through X-Rapid, not to mention the American Express and Santander collab? I don't know much about the American Express and Santander collab. I do know that Ripple is... James, can you sing outside, please? You can be in here. We're just not singing, okay? As far as their X-Rapid platform, to my knowledge, they haven't rolled that out yet. X-Rapid. Ripple. I don't think they've actually rolled that out yet. So he's saying dozens of XRP will use XRP in 2019. So that's probably, I would think, a more relevant article. Dozens of banks will use XRP product in 2019. So we still have 6 months ago until XRP is used. So for those of you that don't know, they have an X-Rapid product. This is from my research several months ago. They have another solution known as X. Okay, so here it is. They have different blockchain-based products. One is X Current, which is used by a number of banks, including Santander. But this does not use XRP. Their X Rapid solution will use XRP. X Current, they have their own coin that they use. It's not traded. It's like a private coin on a private blockchain, okay? And this is, to be quite honest with you, where a vast majority of cryptocurrency is headed, is a private blockchain with a private coin that is not publicly traded. X Rapid, however, is meant to be a solution for businesses that do not have the capital to implement their own blockchain solution. And as you can imagine, it's probably extraordinarily expensive to do so. And so they'll probably aim just to buy XRP. So in other words, if it's going to cost you $50 million or $100 million, hold on, guys. I can imagine that train was really loud. If it's gonna cost the bank, 10, 20, $50 million to implement a blockchain solution, when instead they could have one off the shelf for maybe $1 million or $2 million. I'm throwing numbers out of my butt here, obviously. Then just buy a definitive amount of XRP and utilize the network, the XRP network. That is going to be much better for those smaller banks. So. And Monkeytron, you are correct. XRP is not Ripple. XRP is a cryptocurrency. Ripple is a company. And Ripple itself has X-Current and X-Rapid. X-Rapid uses XRP, which Ripple issued. So. How do you feel about Ripple knowing the cross-border payment industry? Okay, that's what we just were discussing. Hey, Randy, do you believe more in Bitcoin or blockchain projects like ETH, EOS, NEO in the long term, 3 to 5 years down the line? So, Thomas, man, you guys need to sign up for the damn Power Hour. I'm telling you, we go over all this stuff in the Power Hour. Every question you guys have, we've discussed it. Well, except for the XRP one. Not too many people are super interested in XRP, but so that goes down to a larger portfolio strategy, and we talked about a long-term portfolio strategy. And without getting too deep in the woods, because I don't have the time here, you're going to invest in some blockchains, and you're going to invest in some platform coins, and you're going to invest in the best of the best. I personally believe that you have to invest in the best transactional cryptocurrencies, and you have to involve yourself in the best platform currencies. Okay, because, and there's a lot more behind that, but we don't know which ones are going to win the race. All right, we don't know which ones are going to win the race, and so this isn't necessarily a portfolio situation where you're just going to set it and forget it. This will be an actively managed portfolio. However, I believe in both. I believe in both transactional coins and in platform coins. Okay. Coinigy's been look how long Coinigy's been frozen for. Their data feed somehow was just messing up. There we go. Exit page. Get out of here. Fed coin is the only one that's going to win the race. Yeah. If they ever, I don't know, man. I don't know if they can move US dollar to blockchain. It doesn't make any sense. The bureaucracy of the United States is so massive. I pretty much believe it's impossible within the next 15, 20, 30 years for them to even consider moving to a blockchain. If they did, it would take them 50, 60 years, I think. That could be just way blowing it out of proportion. But I really don't believe that fiat currency, at least in the United States, is going to go to blockchain at all. And if it does, it's going to be clear into the future where we can't see right now, where the technology is just not even recognizable. Not even recognizable. Wow. Okay, so Coinigy stopped doing Bitcoin, guys. So does that mean, okay, let me check out my short. Did I just gain 100% on my short, which is in fact 1,000,000,000% because I'm leveraged? No, looks like BitMEX is still up. All right, Bitcoin didn't go away. I thought I had an infinitely profitable short position. Turns out not to be the case. I don't know what's going on here today. MJ, I would love to join the Power Hour, but it runs from 5 to 6 my time, so I'm at work. Yeah, so I do run into that. Obviously, we have to do it during a time frame, and understand not everyone can do it. However, you can submit questions ahead of time. Also, every single Power Hour is recorded. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to, we've got everything recorded. We've got a spreadsheet. What's going on here? Maybe it's just my browser that's just garbage right now. Or it's just Coinigy making mistakes. All right, let's get Bitcoin on TradingView. Going to use Coinbase even though their volume is garbage. There we go. But yeah, so in the Power Hour, once you log in, you're taken directly to the page. We've got every single Power Hour going back into March. Recorded, so you guys can go, if you want to see what I said on a certain date, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, so there we have a link to our spreadsheet that we maintain, and then the live stream button. But I've even heard from people that watch the recorded session, they get a lot out of the recorded sessions too, so you can try it for a month and see what you think. You can pause your subscription whenever you want. All right. back to Bitcoin. Happening in the near future, a short-term bounce during the next few drops, or do you see this to roll over to capitulation? Well, in time, it's going to roll over to capitulation. Not like immediately, but it definitely... do podcasts on Spotify. Yeah, I actually thought about doing a podcast. I've thought about it. I'll think about it, Michael. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Very kind. Daikon, great question. Okay. So 2 for that. So, in terms of the near future, you really have to look at Bitcoin on the daily chart to even consider the near future. Okay. This isn't immediate, guys. This isn't anything immediate that I'm referring to. Okay, let me get something that I like here. Okay. Let me draw this out. So, we have levels to contend with. We already dealt with the first one. There's 3 levels to contend with until everyone is pretty much bored of saying the market's going to go higher. Okay? We hit one already. We broke through it. Damn it. Can never get this right. The 6,400 level here we have to contend with, which we're working on that one right now. We've already touched it once, almost exactly. And then we have this third level right there. All right, we're going to chop around these levels more than likely. It's just going to kind of chop and chop and chop down lower and lower and lower. Probably similar to this, somewhat similar to this. We'll chop around here for a few days, and we'll chop around, and then we'll probably have a nice dip, and we're gonna reach that 5,000 point that I was referring to earlier. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that 5,000 point. I don't know exactly when, but if you just take that trend line and move it over, looks like approximately June 29th, so about 2.5 weeks from now is maybe when that's going to happen. Nothing's for certain in the markets, guys. This is all technical analysis. The next chart will change the next bar will change my analysis if it doesn't line up with this particular thesis. And after that, we'll have to wait and see where we go from there. So I see us slowly grinding down here, similar to this action. So in this action here, we had a breakdown, we had a bear flag, we had some choppy action, then a breakdown, okay, and then into this bear flag. I don't know when we get down here if we throw back up into this level pretty abruptly and then we triangle out. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but we are essentially what's happened here is that we've almost broken all hope. I mean, we do have these 3 levels of resistance to go through. Technically, we still have to go through them, but it's kind of like, okay, if the bulls aren't going to maintain here, why would they maintain here? Why would they maintain here, to be quite frank with you? These longer term, these bigger trend lines are the ones that need to be supported. And if they're not, these are less likely to hold. Do I think we have short-term capitulation on this current move, considering how quickly we've fallen, how oversold the daily and all RSI levels are? I don't think we have a shorter-term capitulation move. I think we have some bases. We may have a throwback into some prior breakdown levels. There's a possibility we test this trend line. I mean, that could still be in the cards from this level. We could still test this trend line at some point, although I view it as a little unlikely. That's just my general feeling. That's nothing scientific. I just view it as general unlikely.
Dad,
Yes, James.
can I go to Ian's house soon? And see if he
Ask your brother if he wants to go, and then you two can go. Hey, when did they say Ian could come over?
Ian was just thinking about coming over here.
Okay, well, let's give him a little bit of time to come over.
No, his parents actually said he could come over to our house and play.
Okay, then ask Ethan if he wants to go, and then you both can go together. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we probably could bounce up into this. I just view it as highly unlikely. Kron thinks we're going into full capitulation in a week or so. We addressed that earlier in the session here. I don't really think it's possible. We have had times of extreme downtrends right here. Like this is a time of an extreme downtrend. It doesn't. I don't think we're in that. It doesn't feel like we're in that. It feels like we're going to do very similar to what happened in 2014, where we had a slow grind lower. Okay. It generally feels like we're going to have this slow grind lower. And this is the same trend that I've kind of been viewing. I think we're going to do something like this. And then whether we capitulate immediately after this or not is kind of up in the air. But right now we're probably up here, somewhere like this maybe, or somewhere like this, where we're going to go down and move sideways, or we're just going to slowly crawl down. One of those two things like that, I think is more than likely going to occur. I don't necessarily. So, like, if we get this immediate throwback here, and this gets down to 5K or 45, it's probably not done. It's probably not done. And I did see a question. I'm not sure if it's up here. What does capitulation look like? This looks like capitulation. It's not necessarily the highest candle volume of all time. Like, this was a much higher candle. And as a matter of fact, we have a very similar high candle like this at that drop down to 10.4, in which that video shall not be named. We were looking at it then. So we have this high volume candle, a bigger high volume candle over here. So something like one of these candles again really would be capitulation. So really would be capitulation at this moment in time. And we did find support at about the 6,400 level. Johnny B saying about 65. On BitMEX, the low looks like it was at 64.31. So you can call that 6,400. And we're kind of slowly rallying higher on low volume. This can go for a considerable amount of time, and you can look back in history after these drops. We get these kind of low volume rises like this that eventually fail. And we can see this whole layer right here. This is that bear flag. Even this most recent history, you can see what can happen. We fall, and then we go up for a ways on lower volume, then we fall again, and fall again. So, Litecoin, it is moving at a faster rate of speed. I haven't reevaluated that rate of speed. It was moving at a 60% faster clip. I think it's moving a little slower than that right now. Maybe, like you said, maybe half speed or something like that. So it took 2 years and 9 months for the 2014 market to get back to it. So if you do the math on that, you got 1 year and 4 months, which would put us back at 20,000 at March 2019. That would put us back at 20,000 at about March 2019. So somewhat similar to my initial analysis, we're back at 20,000 in late January. So pretty much in line with that from what it looks like. Still could work. We'll have to wait and see. But there's no use in getting ahead of ourselves unless you guys are seriously hodling and just want to hodl. Then I think you probably could. If you want to take that into consideration with a longer term hold, obviously that's something you can do logically. Is ETH a good? I would not anticipate buying anything in the market right now. Anything at all. I do not think so. Here's the thing with ETH that I didn't know. I haven't looked at this since this drop. It broke the head and shoulders. It broke the inverted head and shoulders low here for sure. So I can finally delete all this stuff off my chart. There we go. So it looks like we're coming down into finally the head and shoulders on Ethereum that we've been talking about for a month. Literally a month we've been talking about this head and shoulders in Ethereum, maybe finally fulfilling its destiny. How is Walton Coin, do you think? Walton Coin is one spreadsheet, Aviad, in the power hour. And where's my spreadsheet? There's my spreadsheet. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My stream keeps cutting in as an overall. One of the main tenets, at least in cryptocurrencies, in stocks I have to have a very well-defined call head and shoulders. In cryptocurrencies, I really have to have a well-defined neckline in a potential for a head and shoulders. It just moves so fast. Oh, Walton Coin. That's what I was talking about. Oh, you know what? I actually removed Walton Coin from my spreadsheet. I actually removed it. So this is the list that I have for... this is the list we have for the Power Hour spreadsheet. And we just completely removed Walton Coin from the spreadsheet. So we were looking at these trend lines in Walton Coin, taking the bigger picture. And you can see here we've definitively broken this trend line in Walton Coin. Definitely a possibility that this is done for a long time. Not a big fan of Walton Coin like this. Yeah, I'm sorry, Josh. My stream does keep cutting off. I don't know what's going on. I've got a pretty damn powerful computer. I've got good software. I've got a hardwired internet connection through a good router. My internet speeds are pretty good. I don't know what the bottleneck is. I've looked for quite a few times, and haven't really been able to find a definitive ball. It just cuts out. Maybe it's something with OBS. I'm on the latest version, so I apologize about that. In the period after capitulation, what coin will shoot up faster than Bitcoin? Litecoin. Litecoin will shoot up faster than Bitcoin. Outside of that, we'll have to see what the altcoins are. Now, if it's going to capitulate, in a couple of months, we'll have to wait and see what coins are leading at that particular moment in time. But typically, the best altcoin to get into if you want a bit better percentage gain than Bitcoin would be Litecoin. Also, recently, what's been working is Bitcoin Cash has had a percentage-wise a much more aggressive move than Bitcoin has had. So I would probably do Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum. Pretty much any of the ones on GDAX until Ethereum Classic's BS gets on here. Is all of these are probably going to bounce harder than Bitcoin. I say probably because if we look, yes, James.
He doesn't love me.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't.
Why do you say that? So, all right. So Bitcoin 3%, Ethereum down 5%, Bitcoin Cash down 6%, Litecoin down 5%. Litecoin down 5%. Yeah, so all those are generally more volatile than Bitcoin is. So I would, you can trade one of those if you want some more aggressive action. In terms of the platform coins outside of Ethereum, it's hard to tell. They kind of run in spurts, and it's difficult to know which one is really going to jump. Which one is going to jump the most? Josh, yes, I am bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. I would not be involved in the space otherwise. I'll just be happy trading my stocks, living high on that hog. Wave Rider says, please comment. 63.83 seems to be the short-term bottom end of wave 3. I'm going to stop you there, my friend. I don't do Elliott waves. That is not what I do. And to be quite frank with you, it would take me longer to figure out what I was answering than just to tell you I don't have a great answer with that. I'll comment on those specific price levels. That's not too bad. I can do that. 63.83 seems to be the short-term bottom. And then you talk about a move up, then a break, oh, to break 63.83. I mean, yeah, so It definitely could be a bounce here. We have hit this prior. If you notice those wicks right there on the chart, they're hitting that almost exactly. Probably probably within the same dollar or two. And we are probably due some kind of a bounce here. But how high it's going to go is yet to be seen, and how long the consolidation is going to take is yet to be seen. But we should definitely get some further downside action out of this in the next several days, maybe a week or so. What's the bottom for Ethereum? I haven't done a lot of analysis on Ethereum in terms of the bottom. Litecoin just seems just to pop out at you. Actually, in Litecoin, if you look at it, so it has a more immediate target here would be that 80 level here, and then I've seen 50 in the charts on Litecoin is an ultimate spike low. We have these huge spikes. If you guys remember back when the market was more volatile, I mean, look at this spike in Litecoin here. This whole move down here, down 54%. Bitcoin had a 26% drop on that move right there, of 54%. Ethereum did something similar. So if you're ballsy and you want to buy those really extreme lows down there, you're going to get a great return. You're just going to get a great return in a very, very short period of time. In terms of the bottom for Ethereum, I haven't really haven't definitively found necessarily a bottom for Ethereum. There are a few longer term trend lines in Ethereum that we've discussed. So if Ethereum breaks this line right here, that's bad juju. That's bad juju. Buy the dip. Come on, Eli. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing there? Tell me to buy the dip. Is it even worth analyzing altcoins? It seems everything is dependent on BTC. Absolutely, I think you should analyze altcoins, but you have to understand that Bitcoin rules the roost. So if Bitcoin is really selling off or really getting aggressive to the upside, the altcoins are going to fall off. That's just generally how it works. But you do have to, and we talked about this a lot over the past couple of weeks in the Power Hour. If you want to trade altcoins and altcoins are working for you, don't be scared of Bitcoin. Okay, but if the altcoins stop working for you, which they've stopped working for you in the past week, if you guys have remembered, then you definitely keep Bitcoin in mind, because it means everyone's getting scared. In terms of Ethereum, in terms of Ethereum here, I think we're due to go back to this trend line, and I also think that if we break this, that I don't know, not really all bets are off, but this 360 level's been down here again. We came down to 360 here. That could be a level, but it's really close to this trend line. We probably could break that on a spike, and it's probably going to be a spike, so we'll just have to. It's going to be a little difficult. All right, Mike, we'll see you. Have a good night, buddy. I got 100 ETH. Will I make it? Make it to what? Make it to what? Canada has a good point there. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Oh, Ether could be $300 bottom. Yeah, it could be. This is where this is really where it broke out from. This is really where it broke out from right there. Started its run. Hello, Naveed. How are you? Can I talk about Aetherium Classic? What would you like to know about Aetherium Classic? I don't have anything great technically to say about Aetherium Classic. Looks like it's kind of, on the shorter term time frames, kind of stuck in a bull flag right now. So either this has to bottom out or curl up higher, and then you can buy off of a break of a high. But I personally will not be probably involved in Ethereum Classic at all about anything. So, and all right, guys, I'm going to get going here in a little bit. If you guys want to get last minute questions in, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Please remember to check out my website, real-crypto.com. We've got a power hour that we do every single day. And we also have a couple of webinars. I haven't talked about these quite in a long time. If you guys are new to the channel, we have my favorite one is the Market Cycles webinar. This one really gives you an overall picture on the up, down, and choppiness of market cycles, and kind of discusses the tendencies of market cycles. And I even walk you through a bunch of different market cycles that have played out. And that's a really good webinar. And then we have the buy the bottom right, how to buy the bottom in Bitcoin when we get that capitulation. This is a nice webinar that gets you some information on how to buy the bottom effectively if for some reason I'm not in there, or if just to not scare people as we end up getting down towards those low levels. It's going to get really scary to buy those bottoms, and you have to prepare to do so, and this is actually a pretty good precursor on how to do that. And I also discuss that video on 12/22. So let's check out what we got here in chat. Thoughts on Loom? We were following Loom for a long time, and it just failed really badly. I took it off the list, and yeah, it looks like it went down quite a bit. Interesting volume on Loom. Stopped at this 200 period moving average on my 2-hour chart, which is a great indicator of trend. And I guess if it starts breaking highs, you can take a position, but yeah, overall, I'm not a super fan on Loom, especially due to this big downside action. This could just be a one-side pop, but the volume is encouraging on Loom. The volume is definitely encouraging on Loom. Go long on the best trade so far of the year. Go long on the power hour. Appreciate that, Eli. Bitcoin Cash may give the best return. May give the best return, Johnny B. I kind of agree with that. Do I have a stock market channel? You know what? I actually do have a stock market channel. You know what? Speaking of which, if you go to Real Crypto, maybe it's on here, channels. Nope, I didn't feature any other channels. I should feature my stocks channel. It's Real-Stocks. I guess I kind of have a... to be quite frank with you, want to see some badass stock trading? I've only done 2 videos. I've been quite lackadaisical. I understand that. 2 months ago, Netflix SQ and Auto Home. And then 3/5, we did another video. I'm definitely due to do some more videos, but just so you guys know that I'm getting married, and after the wedding, I'm gonna go full bore into real stocks. I'm gonna roll out probably a stocks power hour with real stocks, and I'm gonna put some more products out there, so I can spend a lot more time doing analysis, which is what I should be doing instead of things outside of this. So I think the real stocks and the real crypto, long term, going to do everyone a body good, and I want to spend full time doing all this stuff. So I'm going to come out with some more things for that. Yeah, we are going to do a power hour for stocks, Eli. It's hard doing stocks during the crypto power hour because it's there's some people that don't necessarily trade a lot of stocks in the power hour, and so I kind of want to keep it geared towards crypto. Thoughts of buying 10% of your capital every time Bitcoin goes down $500? Well, how long until you run out of capital, I guess, is the question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think that's a horribly bad strategy, Kyle. I think that would probably be a decent lazy strategy into crypto. I think that would be a pretty decent lazy strategy. My general strategy, though, would be to, if you're going to watch the markets, or at least be active a couple times a day, when you start seeing us get lower, I would probably start buying sub 5,000. Okay, now if we have a quick reversal, you can, like, so between 65 and 5,000 will give you 3 entries, right? That would give you 3 entries. And let's just say you get to 5,000 and we reverse. Well, you can buy all 3 of those entries at 6,000, and you're basically going to be, or 5,500, whatever. You're basically going to be the same. You're basically going to be entering the same. But if we get sub 5,000 and you start leveling down from there, and then you're more likely to catch lower prices. So I just want you guys to get low prices. But I don't think overall that's a bad strategy, especially if you do 10%. The problem is that when we do find a low and you don't know about enough technical analysis to really figure out that the low's been in, maybe you get unfilled. So you're going to have to fill in most of your position at some level. Everybody wants thoughts on Ethereum Classic. Well, I think Ethereum Classic is I said it earlier and I'll say it again. I think Coinbase adding Ethereum Classic is like Tesla developing great diesel technology and selling a diesel truck. I think it's something they could do, they can do, but they shouldn't do. Ethereum Classic is a network that isn't really super valid anymore. I don't know that. I don't have a lot of statistics on that, but I just don't think it's, I really wouldn't, I really wouldn't be too involved in that, to be quite frank with you. And this is something else we talk about in the Power Hour, that you guys can let some trades go. You know that, right? You don't have to be involved in every single trade that happens in the market, because there's 1,600 cryptocurrencies. Oh, what's the number now? Yeah, 1,600 cryptocurrencies with 1,600 possible trades today. Which ones are you going to take? Every single one that you see, or are you going to look for the best ones? So we try to look for the best ones, and I definitely recommend you guys do too. So Monkeytron, we're trying to teach you not to FOMO, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Talk. You can ask it in the Power Hour, Monkeytron. We talk about this stuff. I'll set you straight. Thank you, Mark, for the very kind words on the Power Hour there, my friend. Very kind words. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for joining me today for kind of an impromptu live stream. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. And keep in mind, guys, when I make fun of the bulls, I'm really making fun of those guys that are really loud and obnoxious. I'm not making fun of anyone that's losing money. That's the last thing I want, is for people to lose money. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, if you have any bag positions, let me know, and definitely be happy to kind of talk over things with you. Been doing that a lot over the past couple of days through email and through Twitter and through the Slack channel. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining me today. We'll do another live stream again some point in time. If you guys want more of this, feel free to join that Power Hour. We do it every single day. Every single day. Recordings are available, and you can always ask questions, and we'll always answer them. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.